Now, the investigation into Russian meddling in the 2016 election picked up speed this week with hearings held by the Senate Intelligence Committee. But a new article in Newsweek says FBI Director James Comey tried to reveal Russian interference months before the 2016 presidential election. And joining me now is one of the article's co-authors, Max Kutner, a senior writer for Newsweek. Max, thanks a lot for joining us, and always good to see you. Yeah.
Yes.
So let's go and talk about this. How exactly did FBI Director James Comey sort of want to go about revealing this information that turned out to be a bombshell to those who were looking for it?
In an unusual way, DeMarco. Apparently last summer, we're told, my Newsweek colleague Josh Saul and I are told, FBI Director James Comey wanted to write an op-ed in the New York Times and let everyone know what was going on. He pitched this at a meeting in the Situation Room with people like Loretta Lynch was there, Secretary of State John Kerry was there, and people in the room said, not the right way to go about it. Let's do a more coordinated approach. And then we did end up seeing that approach a couple of months later.
So with that said, do we know why Obama officials and administrators there shut it down?
They didn't feel that it was the right forum to get it out. And remember, this was in the summer around the time that FBI Director Comey was under scrutiny for his handling of the Hillary Clinton email investigation. He had done this big press conference about that. So he was already under criticism for kind of going about things in an unusual way.
So when is the right time to get out? Get the information out.
So they ended up doing this after the couple of months later, October 7, I believe was the date, Department of Homeland Security and another federal agency did release their initial statement regarding this. And then, of course, in January, we saw the declassified bombshell document that said much more about it. And then we learned last week at the House Intelligence hearing, straight from Director Comey, he said that the FBI is investigating Russia and possible ties to Trump.
All right, Max, the investigation clearly has multiple moving parts here. There's the hacking situation. This week, the Senate Intelligence Committee spoke about paid Russian internet trolls putting out fake information. We talked about that fake news there. But there's also the investigation into Trump campaign associates, which is now sort of like clouding a lot of judgment for many folks who are on both sides of this investigation. Would Comey's revelations have included that?
We're actually told they would not have. So it still would have been a little bit of time before we did in fact hear about that.
All right, Comey told the House Intelligence Committee they had been investigating Russian interference in ties to Trump associates since last July.
Yeah.
Was that a shock?
For a lot of people it was, and a lot of Clinton supporters, instead of seeing this as kind of his redeeming moment, because a lot of them feel, including Hillary Clinton as reportedly said, feel that he cost her the election with his October 28 letter to Congress, that he was looking at new evidence in the Hillary Clinton email investigation. So they don't see this as his redeeming moment, that he's now investigating these Trump ties. They see it as...
A little too late.
Yeah, a little too late. They see it as, why didn't you announce this in July when you were talking about Hillary Clinton's emails?
All right, separate from the Clinton letter there, has Comey gone public and written about other situations in the past?
Yes, I'm told by several FBI officials, former FBI officials, that this sort of op-ed thing is classic Comey. He wants to be very transparent in everything he does, and I found at least one instance he wrote to the New York Times in 2014 defending the actions of an agent who had come under scrutiny. So I'm told this is classic Comey.
But nothing as public as the Clinton letter?
No, no, nothing yet with regards to Russia.
Okay. Through all of this, Trump has denied the Russia story there. Just today, he called it phony and, of course, called it a total scam on Twitter. But he's kept Comey on as an FBI director. Do you think he will continue to do that?
It's hard to say. A lot of unusual stuff has happened so far, both in this presidency. Also, Director Comey is an unusual director in a lot of ways. He's been scrutinized even for straying from the rules and norms of the agency. It's important to note, DeMarco, that he is under investigation now by the DOJ Inspector General for his handling of the Clinton email investigation. So if that was to turn up misconduct, it would give the DOJ and perhaps President Trump a reason to ask him to step down.
And is it hard to say because we've seen what has happened in the past when you disagree with President Trump?
That's it could be. It's just hard to say because we're in a lot of ways in uncharted waters. But FBI directors, it's important to note, and presidents have clashed before. That is not unusual. So we'll have to see what happens there.
All right, Max Kutner. Thank you, Max.
Thanks, DeMarco.
All right.